Hey guys, it's Kira
and Jenna,
and today we're starting a new series.
Woohoo!
We're all about the series now. Okay, so we are going to talk about shooting in manual, but a very high level. Like, we're not going to get in the weeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Low level?
Low level, high level. Anyway, we're going to be
Simple!
Yes. It's going to be like you're in kindergarten.
Yes.
And we're going to just kind of talk about general thoughts.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
not really, I mean, you may be able to shoot in manual when we're done.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the hope, because the way we're going to do it is we're going to, like, the basic core of manual is 3 things, and we're going to spend a week talking about each of those things, and then how to bring them all together.
It's like a triangle.
And, yeah. And then, by the time we're done, hopefully on that 4th video, you could put it together, and
Yes.
I feel like this is like our, like, you know, don't they say like this, me, I don't know. We're like, never mind.
When people do this, I always think of the sorority.
We're both like on total tangents
Yes.
today.
Anyway. Okay. So the very first video, this video, we're going to talk
Yes.
about ISO.
Yes, and that ISO is it kind of comes from the film days. It's the amount of light sensitivity a film or digital sensor has. So back in the day, when you would buy film, you'd have to buy your film based on what you were going to shoot. So like if you were going to shoot in the middle of the day at the beach, you would have wanted a film that had a lower ISO, like 100 or something.
Yeah.
Or if you were going to shoot a wedding at night, maybe you wanted like ISO, I don't know, 5,000. Honestly,
Yeah.
I can't even remember the film part of it. But I know that's
Really
where
high.
it came from, and that's how it now works based on the sensor in your camera. So, the higher the ISO, the more sensitive the sensor is to light, and the more grain you could potentially have. Now, if you're using an iPhone for taking most of your pictures, I don't think you would see grain that often. It just becomes really dark.
Yeah.
But
But it's kind of the same as like the button that says low light photo.
yeah,
But-
and like, but like grain is like, just looks kind of sandy. Like
Yeah.
your picture just looks kind of,
Old timey.
yeah, splotchy. I don't know.
Yeah.
But since we are not using film and we are digital, we can adjust our ISO on every photo.
Sure.
And that gives us much more control over the lighting in our photos, which is great for us because I can't imagine if you could not control that.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to shoot a newborn session on film where you're stuck with one ISO and you're first in the bright living room and then you're in the dark nursery. That would just be awful. Technology is great.
I guess they brought several cameras. I don't know how they.
You probably did. With different film in each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
That makes
so.
sense. Yeah. Yeah, and so back in the day, the ISO had to stay the same. Now we get to change it based on our situation. So a little bit more about grain. That is the noise that you see in a photo. So if you're shooting in a really dark space, maybe like a restaurant, your ISO is going to be really high, and so you're going to have a lot of grain. If you're shooting outside, like I said, at the beach, your ISO is going to be low, no
won't
grain.
have any.
Let's see, what else? So this is just one component of the triangle.
Yeah.
you
Do we
talked
want
about.
to tell them what the 3 components are?
Sure, you can study for next time.
So the 3 parts of the triangle are ISO, shutter speed, and aperture.
Yes.
So ISO is just one part.
Yes. And they all work together because, like I mentioned earlier, ISO is now a setting in your camera that you can change from shot to shot. So when you change one thing, maybe something else changes. And anyway, we'll talk about all of that in video 3.
Yeah.
But a basic understanding of ISO is the higher the number you use in a darker situation. If you're in a light situation, you can use a lower number. And later we will talk about how those numbers might change related to the other 3 triangle settings that you will use.
And you can use flash to help in that situation.
Yes, but that's a whole other ballgame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So ISO, and I have no idea what ISO stands for.
I don't either.
I'll have to Google what ISO
Yeah.
stands for.
If we figure it out, we'll let you know.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's ISO.
Yeah.
And next week we'll talk about another part of the.
Yep.
I think we do shutter speed next week.
I think so.
Okay, so if you have any questions about ISO, let us know.
Yeah.
And we will answer it
Happy
happily.
to help. Yep.
Okay. Have a great week. We will talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye bye.